Hey folks, welcome back in. Our friend Melissa Deaton is here. She's a locally based singer-songwriter. You're going to see her perform around the region. She's got several albums out, and we're excited that she's here.
That's right, and most recently, she has been nominated for not one, but 3 Josie Awards. This is the Independent Music Awards ceremony based right out of Nashville, Tennessee. So please welcome Melissa Deaton. Thank you so much for stopping by, Melissa.
Thank you so much for having me.
Melissa, first, congratulations on the Josie Awards. This is a big deal. And we're excited to see where we go because you've got 3 nominations.
Right.
This is very cool. So let's get started right at the top here. How do you describe your music? Because I know you started in country, but there's been an evolution from there, hasn't it?
Yeah, it can be hard to find your place as a musician and find your own unique space, not copying off of other musicians. So I originally was in country, but just kind of realized I didn't really fit in that category, so I've changed over to Americana folk, which I seem to fit into much better. So those are the categories that I'm nominated in this year.
Very cool. Well, whatever you're doing, it's working.
It is
because
working.
The Josie Awards are all over it.
Yeah, exactly. So tell us about the Josie Awards. I mean, how cool is this that you've been nominated for 3 this year?
Yes, I am so honored and excited. 1 would have been, you know, wonderful, and so 3, I'm really honored. So I'm nominated for Female Vocalist of the Year, Americana Folk, EP of the Year for my album The Show, and then Song of the Year for one of the songs on my album, which is called Let That Bridge Burn.
Wow. This is
for you.
fantastic. Tell us a little bit about some of the influences in your musical journey. Who really got you playing? Who really keeps you singing when you're listening to the radio?
Well, my influences are very confusing because I started out when I was little. I was really influenced by my grandmother because she loved musicals, and so I grew up listening to Rodgers and Hammerstein, like Glenn Miller and Big Band, and so that is like obviously like nothing that I do, but that's what just got me very excited. And I would sit in my room and listen to Annie, so I was really about like movies and soundtracks, and so that's why another reason it was hard for me when I got older to figure out where I stood. But I really got into country as a teenager. And of course, like Shania Twain and all were out when I was young, and I loved her. But seeing her like confidence on stage kind of helped me break out of a shell. So, but I love like Susie Boggess and Pam Tillis and Reba, of course, all the greats.
That's awesome.
A lot of my favorites too.
Yeah, well, and you're sitting here with Annie from the Willard High School 1984 production.
Me. That must be the connection that we have because we have that Annie, that love for Annie.
That's right. Yes, what a cool foundation. And Big Band is in there too. But I love that all these different genres kind of, you know, provide the building blocks to make the artist you are today.
That's right.
Really,
so
really
important.
Neat.
So you're going to be doing a song for us today. Give us a little backstory on the song.
Okay, so I wrote this song about Kentucky, but not just about Kentucky, but about us as like a community and kind of where we come from in our roots, because I've traveled extensively because I used to be a flight attendant, so I've traveled all over the U.S. and you know, some other countries, and even in Kentucky, like the stereotypes and the confusion about why we are a certain way, or you know, there's a lot of misconceptions. So I wrote this to kind of explain who we are and as a community and share our charm.
I love it.
Before we turn you loose, we've got to let folks know where they can find you, and I know your Facebook page is probably the best place, right?
Yes.
And that's Melissa Beth Deaton.
Right.
And once they're there, they can find your YouTube channel, they can find all the different ways to find your music, and and we want to highlight your albums here too. I love that the sea seems to be a big influence for you too.
I love the ocean, I love the sea, and every single thing I do ends up coming back to the ocean somehow. Like I like to paint, I try to do something different, it still ends up looking like the ocean. So I just go with it.
Oh, well, that's awesome. You're so artistic and you're so talented. Thank you so much for coming. You're going to play us out to break then.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's give a listen here.
Well, heck, I'm a redneck from that good state of blue. Boys in the mountains see a different kind of view. state of blue. They strip off our mountains and leave them all bare. Now there's echoes of shouting from hearts with despair. From the farm to the factory, we're a whole lot like you, with a different kind of charm in Kentucky's state of blue. And it's run for the roses, our fields full of horses, and those rolling hills, somehow moonshine stills, where the bourbon it flows on a Saturday night. But church, here we go to make everything right. We may not be just like you, it's 'cause we're Kentucky through and through. Yeah, my family just might come out that deep dark hollow and pull you right out by the blue of your collar. Yeah, we've been known for a few famous feuds, so don't mess with my crew in Kentucky's state of blue. And it's run for the roses, our fields full of horses, and those rolling hills, somehow moonshine stills, where the bourbon it flows on a Saturday night. But church, here we go to make everything right. We may not be just like you, it's 'cause we're Kentucky through and through. Now don't tell me we don't understand things like you, 'cause we'll teach you a song